Your scorecard, but number one in your heart, Albert Sugar Bear Barbieri. Well, it's story time, and I'm going to share a nice one, a cool one. I'm sure you all think it's cool after you hear it. I'm in Las Vegas, and I'm at the 2017 World Series of Poker. It's that time of the year. I come out here every year to do this. And I want to share how I got 1% of the Godfather of Poker, Doyle Brunson. Okay, for everybody out there who is not familiar with the name Doyle Brunson, I suggest you Google him up and you'll find out what he's all about. He's a legend in the poker world, and I know a lot of people watching this are poker players. They understand who he is, and so let me give you the particulars here. Bear with me, it's pretty interesting. So it's 2004. Now, I got to tell you, I wouldn't be in this position in 2004 if it wasn't for me getting fired at my current job. I was the public relations director for the Camden River Sharks independent minor league team in Camden, New Jersey. The owner of the ball club, who I played for the year before in 2003, he passed away, and his estate was forced to sell the ball club. And in the summer of '04, I got fired. They wiped out the whole front office. So, you know, I have a severance pay going on, so I decided to go out to LA to the Legends of Poker. As you all know, the Legends of Poker tournament follows the World Series of Poker out here in Vegas. So it's a Thursday before the Legends of Poker main event. And at the time, it was a $5,000 main event. So it's a Thursday, and I'm at the Bicycle Club Casino, and I see Doyle Brunson sitting at a table all by himself. So I decide, let me go say hello to this guy, this legend. I never met him. He don't know me. I don't know him. I go to the table. I introduce myself to him. I let him know that I'm John Benetti, John Benetti's protege at the time. John was still around. God rest his soul. He passed away in '08. And I'm talking with Doyle a few minutes. And who comes to sit down at the table with Doyle is another legend by the name of Chip Reese. God rest his soul. He passed away since then. And Chip Reese sits down, and they start talking, and I'm just sitting there, and Chip says to Doyle, "Hey, Doyle, you want to get some lunch?" And Doyle says, "Yeah, let's eat something." So they call a server over, and it's a woman, and she has no idea who they are. She has no idea they're not going to pay. They play a big cash game up on the top section. And they take the order, and the server is waiting to... she's waiting for the player card. Now, here, I got mine right here. Listen, the server has no idea who they are, okay? And she has no idea they're not going to pay because of their status. So, to save the woman the embarrassment, I take out my player's card and I give it to the girl. This is the player's card right here. My original player's card I got in 2002. It's so old that my face wore out, and I put my own picture on there. So I give it to the girl. And Doyle says, "What's that, Al?" I said, "Doyle, lunch is on me." He said, "Thank you." So she takes my card, she puts the order. When she comes back, she gives me my card, and I dismiss myself. I tell Doyle it was nice meeting him, Chip, whatever, and I leave. So now, it's Saturday morning, and my intent is to find my way into this $5,000 event. And financially, I don't have the money to put up the $5K. So I'm there early morning, and it's around 10 in the morning. I'm in a 6-12 Omaha game, and a jackpot gets hit at the table. And I know we're going to get a table share. And there's a prop at the table. His name was Dimitri. People who go to the Bicycle know Dimitri. I said, "Dimitri, who do we get for a table share?" And he tells me $1,700. This is $1,700. Now, I'm thinking with the $1,700, I can muster up the rest of the money and get in this $5K event. He makes a mistake. He says to me, "Al, we're only getting $700 each." I'm like, "Oh, boy." So when I get my $700, I take $500. I go back in the tournament room, and I play a satellite. Now, satellite, for people who are listening to this, is a one-table kind of tournament where you can win the entry fee into the 5K event. Everybody put up 500. It was 10 players. And I get head up with a woman. I get head up with a woman who don't know the difference between a Volkswagen and a Cadillac. And she beats me. And I'm depressed. So now my next option is to wait till the notable players are coming in, the ones that have known me, have taken pieces of me before, and I figured, let me just see if I can muster up $5,000. So I hustle up $3,500. By the time the tournament starts, I can't get another $1,500 to get in the event. So I give all the money back, and I'm on the casino floor, and I'm depressed. And Doyle Brunson comes walking down from the top section. If everybody who's been to the bicycle, he's coming down the ramp. Now he's on his crutches at this time. Now he's in his cart. He's in his portable cart he roams around with. And he's on his crutch and he's walking down, and he gets stopped by one of the bicycle casino managers to give his. It looked like he was giving marker receipts because they were playing a cash game up there. And Doyle's coming walking down that way. His table is not in the tournament area because there was an overflow, and his table is in the pan section of the casino. So as he's standing, I don't know what made me. I'm in a swivel chair. I turn. I see him. I don't know what made me say it, but here's what I say. I holler over to him, "Hey, Doyle, I didn't get in this event. Give me something to root for." Without taking a breath, he says, "All right, kid, give me $50. You got 1%." I'm like, "Oh my God." I jump up. I had a couple $100 on me. I go over there, dollar for dollar, gentleman. I mean, usually a guy like him, first of all, he don't have to sell nothing, and he's giving it to me for dollar, 1%, right? So I give him the $50. I'm like, okay, I got a chance. I'm gonna root him in. So about an hour and a half later, I'm sitting on the top section, and I see Doyle come walking across the casino floor. I'm saying to myself, what's he, knocked out? And he's walking. As he's getting closer, now I notice I see his hand. He's got his chips in his hand. Obviously, his table got broke, and now he's going to go back into the tournament area. And I say to him, "How we doing, champ?" And he says, "Not too good. I lost half my stack." And he shows me his chips. At the time, they only gave double the amount of the buy-in, so they gave you 10,000 in chips. It was a 5K event. I said to him, "You're the champ. You can win it." I'm giving him incentive, trying to cheer him on. So he leaves, and he goes back to the tournament area, and it's just a 3-4 day event. And I'm staying with a friend of mine out in Riverside, and we leave the casino a certain time at night, and I go take a look, and he gets his chips back up to 25,000. I'm like, how about that? So I didn't think nothing of it. Still, day one. So day two, I'm at the casino. I'm there all day, and I check in. I'm walking back in the tournament area, and I know the guys that worked at the tournament back there in the bicycle, and I would go in there. And before I left for the night, we would always leave like 10, 11 o'clock. He had 90,000 on day two, later on in the evening before I went. So now, day three comes around, and he's chipping up, and he's chipping up, and he's chipping up, and I have to leave the casino, and I'll take off with my friend, and I would call now. It's late at night, and I'd call, and I ask for the welcome center to, connect me back to the tournament area, and I get in touch with the guys. Ron was one of the guys that ran the tournament back there. I go, "Ron, what's he got?" Ron tells me, he's got 325,000. Really? He's like, I don't know, there was like 5 or 6 tables left. So now I hang up, and I'm getting involved, and I'm watching the 2004 USA girls softball team, and it's late at night, and I fall asleep. And when I wake up, it's like 1:32 in the morning. And I call the bicycle casino, ask me to connect me to the tournament room. And nobody's picking up the phone.
The day you get your Clear Choice dental implants changes your struggle with.
I hang up, I call back. "Connect me to the welcome center, please." The girl answers. I said, "I'm trying to get connected to the ballroom." Nobody's answering. The girl says, "Well, they got down to the final table. They got the final 6. I said, "Really?" I said, "Oh, my God." I said, "You got the names and the chip count?" She says, "Yeah." I said, "Can you read them off to me?" She starts. Lee Watkinson, 5.6 million. Another guy, 4 point something. Another guy, and all of a sudden, the fifth name, Doyle Brunson, 1.5 million. Oh, my goodness. A man's going to give me a run for my $50. So, next morning, I get there, and it's a televised taping of the final table. And I'm sitting at the top section. I'm in line with the door, and I see him come in, and he sees me, and he waves me over. He says, "You know what's going on?" I said, "Sure I know what's going on. I said, I'm grateful for the opportunity. I wish you luck." He goes, "You coming over?" I said, "Yeah, I'm coming over. I'll be with Max Shapiro." Max Shapiro was a writer for the Card Player magazine. I'll be right with Max, front row, buddy, cheering you on." He says, "All right." He goes, "I'll see you at the pay window." I say, "You got it, champ. Good luck." So, lo and behold, you know, he got heads up with Lee Watkinson, and I think he ran over Lee, and he took advantage of him. And Lee was a little successful in the beginning on the circuit, but Doyle wins. Doyle wins a tournament. He beat him heads up. He wins $1.2 million. $1.2 million. All right, so now the celebration's going on, and management's there, and he sees me on the rail, and he calls me over, and he comes, "Come on over here." And I come over, and I remember him saying to the management, where do I get paid? I got to pay this lad." So they told him, "Listen, Doyle, we got to do some paperwork in the back, and the cashier." So Doyle reaches into his pocket, and he pulls out a brick, a 10-pack, and he throws it to me. And he says, "Count it." I count it, it's 10,000. He goes into his other pocket, rubber band wad, gives it, "Count that. It's 2,000. He goes, "Are we squared?" I said, "Yeah, we're squared." I said, "Thanks, champ." He goes, "My pleasure." So here I got $50 invested. I got $12,000. And I know for a fact, it had to be, he was reciprocating for me pulling out my bicycle card to pay for lunch. And he was being nice enough to give me a piece of his action. And to mark that occasion, I got a picture here of me and Doyle. This is right after he won. There's Doyle, there's me. I think that's Linda Johnson right there. She did the WPT, I believe, in the beginning. And that's me and Doyle, 2004. So now, this is how classy of a guy he was. That was August 2004. So the next World Series, the World Series of 05, it's near the main event. I see him in his car. He sees me in the hallway of the Rio. He sees me. He goes like this. He says to me, "Give me $100. You got 1%. I said, "You got it, champ." I give him 100. He didn't cash or nothing. Right, a couple months later, he was going back to bicycle to defend his Legends of Poker tournament title. He sees me again. I just waved to him, but he goes, "Come here, Al." I go over to him. He's sitting with Dewey Tomko. Dewey's another poker player everybody should know if you're in the poker world. He says, "Al, what did we do last year?" I said, $50 for 1%. He goes, "Give me $50. I said, "No, I'm going to give you 150. No, he says, "Give me $50. You got 1%. I said, "All right, champ." And then the next World Series again in 06, he saw me again, and he said the same thing. "Give me $100. You got 1%. And the next three next main events that he played in, I had 1% of them. I guess he thought I was his lucky charm. And that's it. That's how I got. So now, I was at a table with his son, Todd. I believe it was 2015, at a table. And I shared the story with Todd. And Todd says to me, "Al, I got to believe you're the only guy that ever got any kind of percentage off my father, because obviously his father never has to sell or, sell anything or whatever." And I said, that's pretty cool. I said, I'll never forget it. So that's my story, how I got 1% of Doyle Brunson at the 2004 Legends of Poker that turned into $12,000. So that's it. Pretty cool story. And all right, gang, all you poker players out there, best of luck. And like Mike Sexton always says, what's he say? May your cards be live and your pots be monsters. You got it. Take care, gang.